Hello, good day. Students, today our first class for chapter 1 for UK taxation F6. So we are going through all this chapter. So the details, actually this is theoretical chapter. So the basic foundation is also you need to make a strong understanding of these theory areas and like a professional. We will discuss all these points in detail of this chapter. So wish you all the best and keep learning. So before starting our today's session, so I would like to inform you which material you will get from this learning from by joining us. So you will get their study materials and the complete support, WhatsApp support for your question answers, your queries, your any things you require further explanation. If some topic is not clear, you can get back to me through WhatsApp support. Thank you and see you in next slide. This study material you will get students for UK taxation for March exam. So we provide you Kaplan ACCA taxation for financial year 23, but this book is valid for March 2025 exams. You will get this textbook from us, whoever is a paid student. Study text will be provided. The soft book ACCA taxation for all study text and revision kit practice. This is just a complete past paper we will do one by one. For each topic area, we will do one question. Students, you will also get ACCA UK taxation integrated workbook, which will help you to understand their formats, their table. Students, this is exam kit, ACCA taxation exam kit by Kaplan. So you will get this Kaplan exam kit as well. Once you become a paid member, paid student for revision classes and all material will be provided to the paid members. Exam kit contain past papers, last more than 5 to 10 years paper, past paper available, provided by the Kaplan. Plus they provide you the solution of each question with all details. Regarding the exam kit resources, you can, there are free resources available by ACCA Global, which you can also you can get past paper from ACCA Global website. But these are in the well manner, and you can get a lot of material according to your latest updated topic. So you will get exam answer plan, exam style, so how you will present your answers. So they definitely Kaplan is a professional in this way. Students, you will also get past notes, which are flashcards, which is a summary of each chapter they have given. This is also written by Kaplan, and you will when once at the time of revision practice, so you need this pass card also to refer your questions with the study text, because every material or every book is linked with each other. When you are practicing your questions, so you need a textbook for reference, you need a pass card for summarize reference. Okay students, as we discussed earlier, this is a supplementary information or tax rate allowances given in the examination. So this calculation workings need only to be made to the nearest British pound. These income tax rates, their slabs will be given, but you have to understand how it is applied. Personal allowance is provided in the examination. Residence status, how the residence status will valid and how it will lapse or it will change from the non-UK resident, because it also affect the taxation factor. Child benefits, This table will be given once you have a details book with you and you can go through. But this is a good news. If any student who smartly utilize this information, easy marks are there. 5 to 6 marks are there. You just need to get it by taking a figure from this worksheet and you place it in your answer sheet. So there are a lot of, you don't have to lose any opportunity to gain a mark. If you miss the opportunity, you lose a mark. It's understood. You have to, from day one you have to follow their marking schemes. So how they mark, how their answer plan, how they want your answers. So from day one you have to focus on exam style, how they are asking and what they are asking. So there are techniques we keep discussing every chapter. We will, whenever certain points coming, so you have to watch carefully each chapter, revision practice, and all past cards details. It will provide you vital information. This is the chapter one. Actually, chapter one is a theoretical, so no need for our table or any our worksheet. So we will go through this UK taxation system. So what are their objective? This is from that study text we are today we are going to discuss. The chapter objectives, the main purpose of economical, social, and the taxation in the modern economy. So, as everyone knows, this taxation is a backbone for the economy, their growth, and their development. To explain the difference between direct taxation and indirect taxation, so we will discuss in detail what is the direct taxation. When we buy some products we pay tax, when we buy some through other resources. So there are the different ways of taxation we will be discussing. Identify different type of capital and revenue taxes. UK taxation system we will go through. The sources of revenue law, how they enforce, this is a very important thing. These are actually the basic things, but the starting point. So once you are familiarized with all these terminology, so it will easy for you to go through with the, because by every next chapter is going in advanced stages, and you have to very well aware and well prepared for all the papers. You have to make a practice and start learning quickly. So they describe about HMR, revenue and custom. HMRC is also abbreviation of this. This is the complete diagram of this chapter, how it is it's going on. So purpose, UK taxation system, what is the purpose? And under the UK taxation system, so there is a type of taxes structure, the direct taxes or indirect taxes, HMRC, whatever is involved, and how this is a professional ethics framework is followed. Because this paper is very much important for basic foundation of chartered accountancy, because you are a future chartered accountant, and this is a professional ethical framework is very much important for ACCA. You will see the ethical framework and ethical boundaries, and these points you will buy in other paper also, in like a financial reporting other advanced taxation. You will see all these type of requirements. Ethical, you have to be ethical. You have to learn all the ethics. They will provide you the rules, the regulation, which things you have to do, which you can't do, which you cannot promote as well. The tax avoidance versus tax evasion, so this is also very interesting thing. Dealing with HMRC, how to deal, interacting to of UK and overseas tax sources of tax law is a HMRC guidance and the statute. The case law is there. The current UK system. So this is a very much interesting. You have to familiarize and you have to go through in detail. This is some theoretical things are there, but it will be helpful for you. the individual saving habits by offering tax incentives or savings such as individual saving accounts. So they're discussing about the economical issues and economically how they want to grow their economy to avoid the pollution by imposing a taxation on the uh, diesel or petrol cars. So now they are promoting the tax incentive for electric cars, how it will contribute their economy in a very cool and calm way. UK taxation system also discourage many things. They discourage motoring using petrol and diesel by imposing fuel duties. So they discourage this is so smoking, drinking, and other things. They impose taxes, high taxes, level of taxes is there. So environmental pollution, imposing a variety of taxes such as a landfill tax, impose climate change levy, and linking CO2 emissions to the taxation of company car. Okay, the important interesting thing is like a project progressive taxation, regressive taxation, and proportional taxation. The progressive taxation is a very easy to grasp and understand. The tax raise progressive taxation, as the income rises, the proportion of tax raised also rises. For example, 20% up to 37,700 of taxation income and 40% up to 1,25,140 of taxable income. Income tax is example of progressive tax. Okay. Now the regressive taxation, as an income rises, the proportion of tax paid falls. As the income goes higher side, the tax rate going down. For example, the tax on the liter of petrol is the same regardless of the level of income of the purchaser. This is a best example for regressive taxation. So this is a regressive tax as it represent a greater proportion of income for a low income earner than a high income earner. Okay. Proportional taxation. The proportional taxation is understood by the word is a tax remain constant. For example, corporation tax at 19% regardless of company's level of income and gains. There is another term of ad valorem principle which says a tax calculated as a percentage of the value of the item. For example, 20% VAT is a constant for whatever you buy. They charge 20% of most of the goods sold in the UK. The type of taxes. The UK taxation system administered by HMRC uh, comprises a number of different taxes. The following taxes are examinable. So according to their, this is a part of their syllabus. Income tax. This is in a tax on income like a self-employed and employment and investment income. National insurance contribution (NIC), so payable by individual who are either employed or self-employed on their earnings. Also payable by business, for example, the sole trader company in relation to their employees. Like NIC is a like in Europe is a very common. So they pay insurance. They charge contribute by employer and employee both they contribute. So this is the reason in case of loss of a job they contribute, the government contribute to the unemployment. So this is most of you are aware about all these things. This is the purpose of NIC. So they charge for their people when they need it. Capital gain tax (CGT) is a very common in Pakistan also and other countries. Whatever amount of disposal income is increased, so they will charge a tax on the capital assets. Like capital assets include land, building, shares, and also includes some smaller items such as antiques are also there. Inherent tax is also very common in UK, like whatever they have property from their family, parents or mother, father, so they have to pay inherent tax. Corporate tax is a companies have to pay. Value added tax is like a VAT. So direct versus indirect taxation. Direct taxation is the taxpayer direct tax directly to HMRC. Direct revenue tax is based on the income profits, whatever your company is earning, so they pay directly tax to the authorities. This is called a direct taxation. Indirect taxation is collected from the taxpayer via an intermediary such as retail shop. When you buy some Coke, coffee, cold drinks, anything, so they pay indirect taxation like VAT or other sort of taxation. HM revenue and custom also a government department. So this is all the definition about HMRC. So this is a readable part. So students should follow their and understand what is HMRC. The sources of tax law. The tax law, how they are company governments is contributing or collecting. The basic rule of UK taxation system have been established from the following sources: statute law and case law, HMRC website like detailed technical guidance, internal HMRC manuals. So these are their sources of tax law, how they maintain, how they impose tax law, legislation, how strong they have a legislation. So this is a readable part. So theoretical part is there. So double taxation agreement. So double taxation agreement is the taxation which is charged twice. In some countries, there are the treaty agreement they have signed. Like if some, if suppose if some American is working anywhere in the world, so he will have to pay tax on his earnings. If he earn from Dubai or in any part of the world, he will pay tax in Dubai government also. He will pay tax, and back home he will pay tax. Or in company, some companies are coming to for free zone areas, so they have to pay taxes in that free zone some part, and some taxation they have to when they reimburse their funds to back home or to their other country. So they have to pay some. If they have a double taxation treaty signed, so they can avoid this type of taxation. Or next is a tax avoidance versus tax evasion. The difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion is important due to legal implication. Tax evasion, the tax evasion is a tax to avoid or reduce tax by illegal means. This is evasion. This is word definition. Students, you have to remember tax evasion is some illegal activity they perform to avoid the tax, such as they form a tax evasion like suppressing information, failing to declare taxable income to HMRC, or if they have earned 50 100,000, they just show 60,000 or within their slabs, which they within their tax slab to avoid the taxation. Submitting false information, this is a tax evasion. If they caught, definitely they caught, because they have a control, strong system is there. The tax avoidance is there, the other strategy, which is a legal way strategy, how you can avoid a tax. If you invest your amount in some their tax rebate, or some other their government strategies or government investment plan, so whatever you earn, you will be get a tax rebate or tax avoidance is possible. Like if you take a car financing, so whatever you pay extra charges, so there those charges you can get a expense in your income statement. So students, this is a test your understanding for each following. Explain whether it is an example of tax evasion or a tax avoidance. Please go through these three bullets, so we will discuss one by one. Give you a minute. Okay, students. So for each of the following, explain whether it is an example of tax evasion or tax avoidance. So they're saying selling a capital asset in May 2024 instead of March 2024 to ensure that the gain is taxed in a later tax year. Okay, as you are aware about the taxation, tax period is April to March. So this is the reason. So in this bullet, so they are saying that if they sell their asset in May 2024, so whether it is a tax evasion or a tax avoidance. The changing in the timing of the sale of an item, so as it is a delay of a tax is charged to is a tax avoidance. It's not a tax evasion. So they just delaying. So they are the period. So maybe the next year they will charge for that taxation for this thing. Second, they are saying altering a bill of 700 to read a 7,000 so that the large tax deduction is claimed in your taxation return. So this is a tax evasion. So this is illegal. The false information you are submitting. Moving funds into a ISA account so that interest can be earned tax free. So this is also a example of tax avoidance. So they just invest their money in the government funds, their approved funds, and they get uh, returns, tax free returns. Next topic is a professional and ethical guidance. This ACCA Professional Code of Ethics and Conduct has already been covered in your earlier studies. As just to remind you, so this you will find the same topic, ethical, professional and ethical issues in your financial reporting, strategic business leader (SBL) and SBR, and audit. So this is you. It is best for you students. So be familiarized from now onwards. So because once you understand these principle fundamental, so it will easy for you whenever you next chapter next paper you will go. So it will you save your time. So it will be very good things. So fundamental principle ACC expects its member to keep in mind. So they are preparing you for professional accountant, chartered accountant. So you behave like that once you now soon you join audit firm or other companies after qualifying or even as a part qualified. So you have to behave like. So this is the reason ACCA expect their member, their students to perform like a professional. Adopt an ethical approach to work employers and clients. So they have to be ethical. So they will protect the employer and client's rights. So he or she will be uh, with the will be a same will treat the same way, the professional way. This is called a professional way of education. Acknowledge their professional duty to society as a whole. This is a responsibility. If any company is doing illegal activities, so this is a professional duty to inform the authorities. So this is also, it's not you just be ready for your professional life, students. So many things which we have to be familiarized from day one. Maintain an objective outlook. For that purpose, for the professional acknowledgement, so they will maintain their objective outlooks. Provide professional high standard of service, conduct and performance at all times, not at for 1 hour, for 3 hour, for one meeting. So it will be for all times. You are professional, you have to behave like a professional, and high standard of service at home, at office, at your workplace, at your friend circle, everywhere you have to perform like this. So to meet this expectation, for ACCA Code of Ethics and Conduct sets out 5 fundamental principles which members should abide by. The objectivity, professional competence and due care, professional behavior, integrity, confidentiality. So these are very important. So be ready now, students. The objectivity. The member should not allow bias, conflict of interest, or the influence of others to override objectivity. The meaning of this objectivity. So you should be a specific to achieve your goal, to achieve your assignment, whatever is your work assigned is given to you. You should not create inflict of interest. You should not, like auditors, if you are an audit of any firm, you should not disclose the company's information to the third party or to the other parties, because you are the one of the considered as a one of the professional person. So if you disclose some such information and the company or any other from a company complains about, to inform ACCA body where you are a member, so definitely your license will be at stake. So this is a polite science which I am start giving you. So you have to be objective and be on your profession. Okay, professional competence and due care. Member have an ongoing duty to maintain professional knowledge and skills to ensure that client employer receives competent professional service based on current developments. Mean to say, when which as whatever work you have been assigned by your employer, you have to provide complete professional due care, and their responsible way of manner you have to perform, because they trust you, they're going to trust you, and they're not the only one company. So you have to very careful to, because you are representing a company, complete responsibility on your shoulder to disclose the company information. So whether it is a right or wrong, and how far and how accurate it is, you have to, this is your responsibility, your duty to verify all these details, all these information. So you cannot disclose any information with professional behavior. Membership should refrain from any conduct that might bring discredit to the profession, like a ACCA body. So you cannot conduct poor way of presentation, or poor way of commitment or performance, which make a discredit the impression of the profession. Integrity. Members should be in straightforward and honest manner in all professional and business relationship. The integrity is the most important thing, students. You have to dig out. So there are a lot of other practical examples. Definitely you are now entered in the professional exams, professional studies. You will see each and every paper, all these area will be discussed: professional indemnity, professional behavior, and due care. Everything will be discussed in professional manner. Confidentiality. So this is what we already earlier discussed. Confidentiality means you have to keep information strictly confidential. Information should be within you. You cannot disclose to other parties. Like you cannot give companies information, internal information to their competitors. You cannot disclose any information or financial part which is yeah, insider information, like a stock exchange. Many information on the basis of information. So this is the responsibility of professional. So if he or she found they breached of the contract or breach of the conditions, so they will impose a lot of big penalties are there. Students dealing with HMRC, it is important to ensure information provided to HMRC is accurate and complete, because wrong information can cause a company problem, as well as for a member also who is not taking care of right information. So these bullets are very important just to memorize. These are basic things. So maybe they ask you, test you in their objective questions. Money laundering and regulation. So this is one of the worldwide issue. So many students are aware about this day by day. Every day they are hearing or listening from banks or from other stakeholder. So they need some information for due diligence, or the to just to make sure there is no money laundering transactions is going on. Money laundering is a term used for the offenses including benefiting from or concealing the purpose of a crime. So there are a lot of examples we discuss in revision kit, and this is a lot of case studies are there for money laundering. Like we see, let's see test understanding number two. When you are checking a recent tax computation from HMRC, you notice that you have made an error which has resulted in your client receiving a larger repayment than should have been made. So whether it is a part of money laundering, or what is action should you take? What action should you take? So this is a simple things. This is a So what do you think? Is it a money laundering part, or something? It is it is some mistake or some error is there. The position should be reviewed carefully to confirm that an error has been made. The client should be contacted to authority to disclose the error to HMRC. The client should be told to the consequences of not disclosing the error, including the implication of interest and penalties. So these are the things which you have to be vigilant. You have to very much informative students for once you have a complete knowledge and understanding about this paper. So for professional behavior, I mean, for as a professional, you should, when you enter in a position, or when you join a position, so mean you are able to manage those business commitments. If you are not capable, maybe you cannot reach from after from the interviews, so they will scan you through many stages. So this is understood when you achieve that target, so you should behave like a professional. And next is the dishonest conduct of tax agent. There is a several penalties, 50,000 for dishonest conduct tax agents in case where the penalty exceed. So these are the things which you need to go through. Okay, students, this is chapter summary. This is end of chapter now. And one there are many tips are there which are helpful for you to always you keep a note, maintain your notes, study notes. And one of the notes shortcut is that you just take a printout of only chapter summary area. So keep it chapter wise summarize section, so it will help you to find out when you make a revision. So you will understand this chapter is consist of these areas. Like chapter 1, it include the income tax, capital gain tax, inheritance tax, corporate tax, national insurance, VAT. And then what is a professional and ethical behavior? So objectivity, professional competence, and due care, professional behavior. So this once you just review this area, so you will recall all these points. So you will refer to my notes, my study, my recorded lectures, my live trainings. So it will definitely help you to get through. So and this is my I'm confident, and my challenge to students whoever join my revision classes with this study text and pass card and all these things he or she gone through. So definitely he or she will pass. So there are many things, minimum 6 to 10 marks, easy marks you can achieve by following this format, their table, their areas where to highlight, where to just to placing a right amount or placing a formula in your answer sheet. So the marker want to see so whether you have a complete knowledge, complete understanding. Okay, keep it up, and see you in the next chapter. Thank you. Have a good day.